If a city is sold out, the only way to get into it is to buy from the secondary market. And this is where the floor price comes into play. I talk about the floor price in almost every video I make, but is there a way to see at a quick glance what the floor price is at each area instead of having to zoom in and try to make sure that your view is in the right place and all that other crazy stuff? Hey there, John Henry here, ssftg. Welcome to the video. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome my friend. I hope to earn your like and subscription today. If you're trying to buy into a city, knowing where to go first is super handy. I'm a visual person, and if I'm presented with an area that I don't know, like as an example, when Los Angeles came out, I'm not familiar with California really at all. I'm going to get turned around and lost unless I have a visual representation, a map, if you will, of where things are. So that way it's easier to navigate around and see what's going on. And this is where things like the maps on UplandOptimizer come into play. Now, I've talked about the UplandOptimizer a couple times, but this is a really cool site that I was turned on to via the Discord chat. So thank you again for posting the site and pointing it out. It has a ton of tools that you can use, but the one I'm going to cover here is the mapping tool. You can display all kinds of maps, but the one that I'm interested in is the floor price, and I want to see the UPX floor and USD floor. You can get to the maps by going to Tools and then Mapping down in the bottom. Now, I'm taking part in the Sunset 2.0 event, and I'm building a small townhouse in Outer Sunset. And of course, if you want to help me out, feel free to stake some spark on it. I'd be massively appreciative, and it, of course, would be helpful in finishing it faster. That said, before I can buy in any area, I want to see what the prices are, right? If I want to go into the Sunset area, what kind of prices am I getting into? If I want to buy anywhere in San Francisco, what kind of prices am I getting into? So by plotting the San Francisco UpX floor map, we can see by color, visually, where everything is. The cheapest ones are in red. That's the lowest one up here, and the ones that don't have a floor, meaning there's nothing for sale, are in purple, and basically the darker the blue, the more expensive it gets. If we're looking at this overall, I'm over here in Outer Sunset, and as we can see that the floor price in that area is around $26,800. Boom. That easy, I can see immediately what kind of pricing I'm going off of, and I can hone in right there. I don't have to try to figure out where these areas are because I don't know, as an example. I know that I can go out and I can zoom in. Hey, it's this one right here. Cool, easy peasy, and then you can just zoom into it. So that's the beautiful thing about having these visual representations, especially for someone like me who's very visual. It makes going to those areas really straightforward and not, you don't have to deal with all the hassle of getting lost along the way. As we go into Detroit, and depending on when this video comes out, Detroit might have already launched. I'm going to try to schedule this properly, but this will be a very useful tool as we go into the Detroit launch to try to figure out where pricing is, what things are cheap, what things are sold out, etc. As an example, if we wanted to figure out where things are sold out and where things aren't sold out, we can use the sold out map. This one is on Los Angeles, but this way we can see where should I be able to go. The darker the blue, the less the properties. The closer to red, the more the properties that are available. So if I'm looking to mint and we're using a map of Los Angeles or Detroit or wherever else, I can go there and hone in specifically on that spot, even if I'm not familiar with that geography. So using tools like this allows us to zoom straight into an area without having to guess whether you're in the right spot. And this can be especially helpful when you're looking at collection zones too, so you don't accidentally buy a property that's outside of your collection. That's never a fun time. If you aren't in Upland yet, make sure to click the link in the description. It gets you in the game with some starting UpX, which will be incredibly useful with the cheaper Detroit properties. And if you decide to invest some cash into the game, you also get a massive 50% bonus on your first UpX purchase, up to 50,000 UpX on the cap. And to make it even sweeter for those of you on my ssftg crew that used my referral link and used the UpX bonus when you purchase some UpX, you also have access to our USP list where we sell properties 20% or lower under what we paid for it to give you an even stronger foothold. I hope this guide helps you out and maybe even shows you a new tool to add to your tool belt. If you have any questions, thoughts, epic street views, or topics for a new video that you'd love to see, drop them in the comments below. I always love hearing from you, and who knows, maybe that'll end up being the next video. Until the next one, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the metaverse. Bye.